So today I am here to talk all about the books that I'm going to be reading during August. I have several books picked out for this month, and I'm really excited about a lot of them. I picked some that have been on my TBR for a long time, so ones I have been like kind of pushing off, so I want to get those prioritized. I have a couple longer ones on my TBR this month, so I tried to mix in some ones that I thought would be a little bit faster, and then also I just picked out 3 audiobooks. I struggled a lot in July with my reading. The first 3 weeks of the month I read 1 book, and so basically everything was like crammed into the second half of the month. You'll hear, or I guess the last like week and a half of the month, but you'll hear all about that in my July wrap up. So I didn't get to one of the audiobooks that I wanted to get to during July, so I'm going to throw that in there as well. But let's go ahead and get started talking about the books that I want to read this month first, and then we'll get into the audiobooks. So this month I'm going to be trying to continue on with the Themis Files with Waking Gods by Sylvain Nouvelle. This is the second book in the Themis Files, the first book being Sleeping Giants. I read that last year and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a new favorite, but I thought it was so interesting and very compelling. Definitely something that I wanted to find out more about, so I'm looking forward to kind of getting more information about the world and about what's happening. Basically, the first book is about a girl who stumbles upon this like giant robotic hand, and then it leads to the discovery of like these crazy huge, like not creatures but like statues. And she now is an adult and she's a scientist, and she has kind of devoted her life around figuring out what's going on here. So that's kind of the mystery. It's being told in dossier files, similar to the Lumine files, but not quite as exciting. More of like a toned down version of the Lumine files in my opinion, but I'm looking forward to continuing with it. I've heard good things about the whole series, so I'm definitely excited to continue on with it. Then I've got I Hope You Get This Message by Farah Nazrishi. This has been on my TBR for quite a while. I got a copy of this early at Book Expo last year and I never got around to it. So this is the Owl Crate edition. This is following a group of teenagers after an alien planet has contacted Earth saying, we are giving you guys 7 days before we destroy your planet, basically. This is one of those books that's more of like a contemporary with like a sci-fi aspect thrown into it. It was pitched for fans of We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach, and I loved We All Looked Up. I know it's not a favorite of many people's, but I absolutely adored it. As soon as I heard that this was for fans of that book, I was like all over that. Super excited to read this one. Then I've got one that I was supposed to read in July. I had this on my Reading Rush TBR, but it's the one book I didn't get to from that TBR, and that is The Falconer by Elizabeth May. This book has been on my TBR for so long, so I'm so excited to finally get to it. I know so many people love this series. It's like a Scottish fae historical book, and that just sounds so good to me. It's also fairly short, and I think it'll be a pretty quick read. It's 350 pages, but as you can see, the text is pretty large, so I'm fairly confident that this is going to be a quick one for me to read. Definitely looking forward to getting a new Fae series going, since I don't have one at the moment. Then I've got another big chunky one, and that is The Queen of the Cheerling by Erica Johansen. This book has been around for a long time, it seems like. My sister has been recommending me this book for years, so I'm so excited to finally, hopefully, get to it during August. This is following a girl who had to flee her kingdom after the queen, her mother, died. And so now she's been like hidden away waiting for her 19th birthday so that she could come take the throne back. And now she has just turned 19, so her guards are escorting her back to her kingdom to be able to claim the throne. And it says that it's going to be a motion picture, but this has been for a long time, and I don't know if that's happening or not. If you have more information on that, let me know. Then I've got A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. I am so excited to read this book. I've heard great things about it. As you guys know, YA fantasy has not been my go-to recently, but this one sounds just so cool. It's about 2 sisters who have to battle for the throne, and one of them is gonna die because only one can live and be the queen. I've just been hearing such great things about this one. This edition is the beautiful Fairy Lou edition that has the black sprayed pages. We love that, and I'm so excited to finally get into this one. Then we have something a little bit different for me, and that is Mistress of the Ritz by Melanie Benjamin. This is a historical fiction about World War II, and it's following a couple who owns the Ritz Hotel in Paris, as you could tell by the cover with the Eiffel Tower. Their hotel gets occupied by Nazis, so they're trying to fight against that, and this is actually based on a true story, so that sounds really interesting. I got this arc at Book Expo last year, and it came out in May of last year, so I've had this for more than a year. I don't typically pick up many historical fictions, but it is a genre that I tend to really like when I do pick it up, so definitely looking forward to getting something a little bit different in my TBR this month. Then finally, I have my one reread, and that will be Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. I am just desperate to get to Dark Age, but these last two books are just so big that it's been a little bit like, let's wait till next month to read Iron Gold again, because I do want to reread this before I dive into Dark Age. So here we go, August, hopefully I'll be reading Iron Gold. In September, hopefully I'll be reading Dark Age, because I'm just so excited to continue on with the series and see where it goes from here. Then my 3 audiobooks of the month. It's gonna be a little bit boring because I've actually already talked about 2 of these. First one being Heartberries by Therese Marie Mailhot. This is an autobiography of Therese Mailhot's experience growing up on the reservation in the Northwest, which I was really interested in learning more about since I live in the Northwest. I wasn't able to get to this one in July, so I'm definitely hoping to get to it in August. Then also I've got Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram Kendi on my TBR again because it still has not come up from the library. Everyone is wanting to listen to this book, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to check that out in August as well because I really enjoyed the first 25% that I listened to last month in June. And the third audiobook I'll be listening to is The Stranger Beside Me by Anne Rule. This is like a classic in the true crime community. I know everyone has read this. This is about Ted Bundy, and Anne Rule is actually an author that worked with Ted Bundy at a 911 dispatch center, so that sounds very interesting. I am not really too sure like at the perspective that she takes from this book. Is it about her experience with Ted Bundy, or is it about like just him in general and then like kind of more information about his personality that she learned from working with him? Not too sure, but definitely looking forward to getting another like true crime classic marked off my list. If you have any recommendations for true crime books, definitely let me know down below. I've really enjoyed most of the ones that I've listened to so far. But that is all of my August TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the books I'm going to be reading. I'm hoping that I will actually read them this month. I did pretty good on my TBR for July, but not like the best. I'm hoping I don't go 3 weeks again with only reading one book. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like it down below and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!